Do you have the best style?
Yes, absolutely. I'll rank myself. Razul is definitely two. Razul is definitely two.
When you lose so many guys off of last year's defense, I mean, 5 of those guys were taken in the top 4 rounds of the draft. Who fills some of those slots? Who steps up and replaces all that was lost?
You know, that's a question we're still trying to figure out. You know, we got a lot of young guys we're bringing in, you know, a lot of transfers. So that's the question we're trying to figure out, but we'll definitely be ready game one.
Are there some names that you can see being just a couple of them that yourself included that need to be stepping up?
I would say probably transfer linebackers. Like Sean Murphy, he's coming in being a great guy for us in the linebacker room. So, you know, that's one guy. And then, you know, a lot of the young guys, you know, stepping up. So, you know, there's really no telling how it is going now.
Does it piss you guys off at all that the whole narrative around the defense is what you have to replace?
You know, it's tough, you know, because, you know, we did lose a lot of guys, but like I said, like I told him, we'll be ready game one, you know. It's definitely, yeah, it's tough when you losing guys in the second round, third round, you know, those are key guys, vocal guys, you know, we have a lot of young guys stepping in now, so I think we'll be fine.
Considering the relationship you had with Nick and the way you guys worked so well together back there, how much will you miss him?
I miss him a lot. I missed him since the day he left, you know, since the last game, so, you know, that's my boy, but, you know, it's a new season. I have to establish a relationship with Payton or another safety that comes in the game, whatever. So it's just different. It's different for the whole defense now, but Nick is definitely one I miss though.
How well did y'all communicate? I mean, I know you communicated well, but how did you guys communicate so well? How did it work so well between you?
It worked so well because, you know, we're from the same area, you know, South Carolina, you know, coming in together as well, you know, being those two guys that, you know, played freshman year together, sophomore, junior year, you know, we just established that relationship over time. So, you know, that's time that can't be replaced, obviously, but, you know, it's something that, you know, we've cherished a lot, and, you know, we have one of the strongest relationships now.
And what was it like to see Nick, another Columbia guy, go to the NFL in such a high round, you know, draft pick? What does that do for you?
It boosts my confidence because seeing it, you know, Columbia, you're not really seeing a lot of guys probably taken out of Columbia like that. They're from other states or whatever, or other cities, but, you know, just seeing that the hard work we put in together, you know, it's definitely something that boosts your confidence a lot.
What did November teach you about what's possible?
Can you say that again?
What did the month of November teach you guys about what's possible?
Well, in the locker room we live by, they remember November. So, you know, how we finish the season. But hopefully we're looking to starting off that way, so that can lead on through the whole season, you know. But November is definitely a huge month for us, you know, because it goes into the next season, which this season is now how we finished in November. So, you know, just having that confidence going into next season was amazing.
When you think about your first day as a Gamecock and leading till now, how have you grown as a person and as a player in your time at South Carolina?
Becoming more vocal. You know, coming down wasn't really that vocal. I was a quiet guy, just kind of coming in, playing ball, you know, listening to what I'm told. But now that I know a lot, you know, being more vocal, leading the younger guys, you know, even the transfers, even just making sure everybody on the same page. Because if we're not on the same page, you know, we can't be a successful team if everybody's not on the same page.
When did you kind of feel that way about yourself?
I felt that guy going into my sophomore year actually, because, you know, I knew the playbook from top to bottom. So just as I gained more confidence, knowing the playbook more, you know, I became more vocal.
What was the most impressive thing Lenore Sellers did this spring?
The most impressive thing, he did a lot of impressive things, but just his accuracy, man. Like, I would say how accurate he is now. He reminds me of Spencer Rattler right now. You know, just how accurate Spence was. You know, how he can, I'd say, read defenses. You know, that as well. He's getting better at that. So, you know, just a certain tendencies Spence picked up on, he's starting to do now. So it's just something that happened good this morning.
What's it mean to you to be one of the 3 guys that Coach Beamer brought with him here this morning?
You know, it's an honor because, you know, a lot of people can't come to it. Like you said, only 3. So it's definitely an honor. The work I put in, he sees it. So just the type of guy I'm in the locker room as well, you know, he sees it. So it's a huge honor.
You get a behind-the-scenes look at Lenore's, and a lot of the talk today is, man, he's stepping into a greater level of expectation heading into this year. How do you sense he's handling it with the behind-the-scenes look that you have?
Behind the scenes, you know, a lot of things people don't see is how great of a leader he is in the locker room. You know, he makes sure that guys are on time. You know, if they have walkthroughs or something, he's always the first one in there, you know, working out on the field, you know, he's always one of the first ones to finish. So, you know, just seeing that every day, man, it's contagious, you know. The younger guys pick up on it, the older guys pick up on it as well. So it's definitely a contagious feeling, and, you know, he's got better since last year, you know, he's more vocal as well.
You mentioned Peyton Williams. What did you see from him in spring practice and really the rest of those guys working to replace Nick and Benwary?
Peyton stepped up a lot. You know, he showed flashes in certain games last year, and the year before that as well when we played Tennessee. So he's definitely stepped up a lot. One of those vet guys, you know, he knows the playbook as well. You know, he just had, you know, Nick in front of him. So now I think it's his time to shine. You know, he can step up for us huge this year.
Is there a quarterback or an offense or a team you look forward to playing this year?
I'm looking forward to playing everybody. You know, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing everybody. You know, every game is an honor to play in the SEC as well. So, you know, every game is important to me.
How do you balance in your mind how close this team was to being in the college football playoff and doing things that have never been done before? For as great as last year was, how much does it bother you how close you were?
You know, it's heartbreaking, you know, coming up that short, you know. So it just shows you how 1 or 2 plays can really change your season. So just going out there, focus on the small details, how we preach every day in the facility. You know, just small details. You have to do them because small details lead us not to being in the playoffs last year. So it's definitely heartbreaking. You know, we think about it a lot as well.
DQ, a lot of times we hear that quarterbacks need to have amnesia, especially after bad plays. What about in the secondary?
Oh, yeah.
How have you been able to embrace that type of mindset?
Quarterback and DB, you know, the same thing, in my opinion, when it comes to what you said, amnesia. You know, bad plays happen. You know, when they happen, you have to be able to bounce back next play mentality because, you know, if not, it's going to lead on the whole game, and it's going to be in your head, and you can't play to your full potential how you want to play. So it's definitely something you have to have.
Yeah, how do you guys support each other as a secondary overall?
You know, we know plays happen, so, you know, we bounce back from it. You know, we all believe each other. We see what we do in practice. We all got recruited here for a reason. So, you know, just we all have the potential to, you know, really do good things. So, you know, just knowing what everybody's potential is, knowing what we can do, we're confident in each other. You know, we just bounce back from it, lean on each other.
Where do you think you've improved this offseason?
Becoming more vocal, leading the younger guys, you know, because we're going to need them, in my opinion. We're going to need the young guys to step up and be huge contributors to our team this year, so being vocal.
Being on the other side of the field, what did you see out of Rasul in the spring and now going into the summer here?
Tough runner, but he can make you miss as well. One of those guys, one of those vet guys that played a lot of ball, so he's making me a better open field tackler as well. You know, when he breaks open field plays, you know, I have to tackle him. So, you know, it's no better than that.
Where did the whole free Sewell thing start for you guys?
It started after a workout. I would say like a month ago. We had finished a hard workout and somebody broke it down. And after that, we just all started saying it.
What does he mean to you guys in his few months here on campus?
He means a lot. He brings a lot of confident, hard working, just a strong mentality to the locker room. You know, we all want. And, you know, he brings it to the running back room where we lost. You know, obviously Rocket Sanders, but you know, he's picking up where Rocket left, and you know, he's one of those guys we're gonna need this year.
At what point in the offseason were you like, all right, enough with practice, like let's get on the field?
Ooh, I'll say since day one. You know, yeah, I've been ready to play since the season ended. So, you know, I'm just ready to play. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm ready to play.
All right.